Morning. We have a bit of a plan for this morning. So we're in the process of moving some stuff around. So the plant tubs that I currently use, i.e. these guys here, I'm in the process of emptying one of them. I don't know if I'm going to push them down. I'll have to have a look at how this thing that I want to do sits. But once we've emptied that and moved them around, and rather than using buckets, I'm going to pump as much water out of there all the way down that pipe into our sink. Now that we've emptied that tub and we've just put it away, if we need it in the future we can always get that out and set that up on the floor. But now that I've emptied that tub, the tank we'll be setting up is this 27 litre Hugo Commission Me Ryukin tank, and it comes with a built-in filter. And you'll probably have gathered from the thumbnail now we're going to do a hard water tank, so it comes with a built-in filter and a light. So let's unpack this and show you what you get. Once unpacked, then it comes with clips for the lids. I'm missing one somewhere, but it is down here. There it is. So it comes with clips for the lid. It comes with a tank and an intake system. So my only downside here is that the lower part of that intake is quite low. So if you wanted to build that up at the back with anything, you know, gravel, sand, it then has a reservoir system that you could put a heater in, and then a weir system with two types of sponge, and finally it comes with a pump, a water pump, and an outlet nozzle, so you can sort of adjust that or take that off and just have it blowing out. Now, from experience, these can be a bit tricky to reseat and put back in if you take them out. Also comes with a light. It is quite a basic light, so it's not massively bright, and it is quite basic, so I may change that out at some point. Comes with your Hugo tank instructions, shows you how to plant it, not that I need showing. And then finally, so you can't really see this, a solid glass lid. So that comes with a full glass lid, and you have to obviously be careful you don't drop that and break that. So let's start setting this up, and I'll go through each step with you. I've put the clips on, and I really struggled with this last time I set one up, and it's sort of knowing what goes where. I've ended up doing it this way, so that the larger clips are on the back. If I'm brutally honest, I'm probably going to use my own clips because they are a little bit bigger, rather than just hanging on by the edge here. Now, I know I can sort of slide this back, but then that leaves me a big gap in the front, so not overly keen on that. Although thinking about it, do you even need that at all? Because it rests on the filter plate here anyway. Maybe just a couple of different options they are. So we're using good old aquarium sand. I'm not washing this, and I'm conscious that because of how that filter sits on that left hand side, I can't realistically put much depth there. Now I could, and I could probably block that up, and I don't think it would matter a massive amount. But I want to build up this side a bit more. Sort of slope it into that back corner. You'll understand why in a minute. And try not to bury that plastic clip. So I just want to go up to the silicone. Make sure the silicone's covered, and then maybe one last bit up here. Now I could have used gravel here, but I've decided not to. There's a little bit of dust in this, but not massive amounts. Now I have, about my person, not literally, some bits of Toof rock to harden the water, but I didn't want to just do Toof on its own. So what I was keen to do was try and build up something, giving these bits a bit of a wash. You're never going to sort of completely clear everything with Toof, but maybe I need to pull that out a little bit more. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get it in such a way that I can put a bigger piece over the top to hold down. Let's take him out. Might need to move that over a bit as well. And then let's see if we can wedge that bit in there somehow. So just to create a bit of a variance. And it's not a cave as such, but it sort of just gives that sort of rock pile up in the corner. What I may end up doing is putting some little tiny bits of Toof around the front. So I'm still not 100% happy with this. I'm my thought process around the bit of black rock was just imagining, you know, sort of scuba diving in the Rift Valley and not getting hit by Nile perch and stuff like that, and coming across something that probably just shouldn't be there, i.e. a piece of black rock that's been sort of calcified. And don't ever underestimate the power of small bits of hardscape, because they give a really, you know, the aesthetic they give is fantastic, as if some bits have fell off that bit of rock that sort of surrounded that black rock. Next bit for me to do then is to mix up some remineralized RO water, and I don't know whether to sort of dose the tank or dose the bucket, but what I'm actually looking for, I'm looking to get around 10 general hardness and 5 carbonate hardness. I know that the Toof rock will increase the hardness as well. And while I'm thinking about it, I probably should test the water pump. So water pump tested, I can hear it rattling away, so I'm not panicking too much. So we're just filling up now, and I decided to actually remineralize RO water. With hindsight, I probably could have used tap water on here. Likewise, I probably could have pumped into the filter chambers, but I was worried about sort of outflow pushing all the sand out the way there. So because this is trickling, it may get a bit cloudy, but it'll clear up in a day or two anyway. And I could add filter floss into the back if I wanted to, probably in this chamber, just to collect any fine particles initially. But let's get this filled up and we'll come back and pick up then. Oh, and I actually moved it forward on the bench, which gives me space behind for the air pumps and stuff from these. Also, I can use the light off my 3 plant lights, which I think is going to be better than the actual the light that comes with it, but I'll show you both. So that's it all set up, and I've actually got the light on it that came with it. So let's knock that light off a second. So this is with the plant light over it. I think the blue light's okay, if I'm honest. I'm just concerned that with the blue light, it's going to give me a lot of blackbeard algae. Let's try that again. So that's with blue. Let's knock that off. So that's with the light that comes with it. And obviously it's picking light up from elsewhere in the room. It's not, to me, it's not a very bright light at all. It's got plenty of LEDs in, but just doesn't give you the brightness, but it could be okay. I'll see how I'll get on with the other one. So let me show you the two. I've done a hardness test on this tank, and it's given me a hardness of 9 and 8 to 9 and a carbonate hardness of 4 or 3 to 4. So I want to increase that a little bit till we get to sort of 10 general hardness. So what I'm going to do is literally just add a little bit directly to the back of the filter of some shrimp mineral GH, KH plus, either that or use the Shrimps Forever one that we sell. Delivery day, so you've got to absolutely love a delivery day. And these are from Mr Fishpert, actually, my very good friend Rob, who's kindly sent me these, and there's some proper quality in here. And well packaged as well. So very well insulated. plenty of polystyrene, and I'll keep these for another video. But what I'm interested in here is this bag here. So in here we have some yellow rabbit snails. I think what we'll do is we'll just let them acclimate on top of this tank here, just to give them some, just to let them get acclimated and a bit warmer. I knew he would. Thanks, Rob. So Rob's also sent me some blue leopard ram's horns, which I was I knew he'd do that. I mentioned it to somebody this morning. Now I think these are breather bags, so I'm not going to float them. I'm just going to let them acclimate slowly, and then I'll drip acclimate them into this tank. I am tempted to put an Anubius in this tank, or part of an Anubius mini, just because I don't know if the snails will eat it, but I think with an Anubius mini we may have a better chance of it surviving and in the harder water as well. I've added a small Anubius over here, so I haven't glued it. I've literally just put it between the two rocks. So this Anubius was won in an auction, but it was donated back to me by the person that won it, Sam. So Sam's one of the channel followers. Give Sam a big hi, and thanks, Sam, for donating the Anubius. I have broken another small piece off it for a different scape, so I've actually got two out of this but left this in. It's an Anubius mini. I've been floating these snails for a while, so a good hour or so, so temperature up to temp, but I don't just want to put them in there. I want to acclimate them properly. So I'm going to set up a drip for these, and I'll pick back up once that's done. So we're going to use a jug. Rob has packaged these beautifully, so he's double bagged them, and the outside bag, the knot is done in such a way that you can undo it, which is always helpful. And then if we take the inner bag out, this is a tighter bag, and I mean I could undo it if I'm honest, but what I'm keen to do is just cut it, because I just find it easier. Now these have been packaged absolutely brilliantly. Let me tip these out, and what Rob's done is Rob's put a sponge in there, so something for them to climb out of the water on, or climb out on. And oh wow, thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's actually sent me 7 and two leopards, I believe, and they feel a lot warmer than they did when they came. So just check that sponge. So what I'm going to do, just going to test them all, make sure they're all responding to touch, because they have been cold. Yep, so they're all responding to touch. I've got a couple of blue leopard ram's horns, and what I'm going to do now is set up a drip. So I need to find where I've got my drip, but because it's so close to the tank, I'll literally just do that here. And my drips are literally just a piece of airline with a valve on the end. So let's get that in the tank. I'm going to start siphoning into the sink. And then just slowly turn that down. And I'll do quite a fast drip on this, if I'm honest. I'm all right doing a fast drip on this. I always like to see the drip, so I tend to hang it over something such as a net pole or a pair of scissors or something like that. I usually use forceps actually. And we'll drip that until the water's at least doubled, even trebled. Beautiful snails. No corrosion on the back end at all. Just hoping I can do them justice. Something I haven't covered that I should have is I haven't cycled this tank, and people have probably noticed that, but I've got options because I carry so many sponge filters. I can easily change a sponge filter out and drop another sponge filter down the back here, so there's a cycled sponge already in there. That isn't fully cycled, because fully cycled is when the bacteria are all over the tank. So what I've done with this, I've chosen a different method, and every day for a week to 10 days, I'm going to add stability. So Seachem stability, we sell this as well. Seachem stability, just to sort of help this cycle get going and protect the inhabitants using that. And I just felt that with these, it was the quickest and easiest way to do that. And yes, the eagle-eyed of you might notice that I've already put in the blue leopard ram's horn snails. We're at least double with the drip now, and I think it's probably a good time to move them. I could go a bit further and sort of take it even higher. I have tested the pH with my pH meter, and the pH is similar to both, and because of that I'm going to move them over, and I am going to literally just pick them out and drop them into the other tank. Because the sand's quite soft, I think that's probably the best place to drop them and sort of spread them out a little bit. One over there. I'm really stoked that Rob sent me 7. I only asked for 3 or 4. I did ask him to sell me them, but Rob being Robbie actually donated them to me, which I'm really grateful for. And then what I'm going to do is move the tripod, put it on a bit of time lapse, and let you guys get a bit of time lapse of these guys. So that was a bit of a different one for me, escaping something specifically for snails. Hardwater as well, something I've never done before. But if you've enjoyed this or any of our videos, give it a thumbs up. Leave us a comment. We'll at least give it a heart, or we'll comment and reply. And if you're not already a subscriber, please consider subscribing to the channel. Hit your bell notification so you don't miss anything. We try and put out 2 videos a week, and occasionally do some lives, although we do a live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. UK time called Shrimping Around, and it's just a bit of a catch up and a chat. So thanks everyone for watching, and I'll give you a little bit of footage at the end of these guys moving around. Take care. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.